And so I wanted this store to be an homage to my hometown, Washington, D.C., and our suburbs. A lot of people from D.C. are actually from the suburbs, but respect for the city itself. And I wanted to be on the Red Line because that's where some of the schools are. Catholic University is on the Red Line. When you come out here, Montgomery College is on the Red Line, and a couple other schools. Gallaudet University. Yeah, and we get college students and stuff too. I went to University of Maryland, so I'm a graduate. They're 20 minutes from here. But we basically wanted a concept for a store that would represent the nation's capital, represent Washington, D.C. And there's a tradition in punk rock, like I used to be in punk bands, hardcore bands, and you'll name things, right? So and this is a true tradition in a lot of Americana. People call, Baltimore Charm City, or there was an era of a lot of Black Pride in D.C. People called it Chocolate City. Other people in the punk scene I knew called D.C. Damage City or Dead City. I like those names, but I thought they were a little too negative. And I'm like, we're a great gaming capital. We have this.
Dice City.
Exactly, so it came up with Dice City. This is the world's largest Magic the Gathering mosaic. It's hand cut from over 2,800 or 3,800 cards. That is not done with AI. This is old school. This was made in 2004. It's actually signed by Mark Poole at 2012 it was made. It's signed by Mark Poole at Gen Con 2014, the original artist behind Birds of Paradise and Volcanic Island and many other great cards. Some of these are signed prints. There is some original art here. I cycle it in and out. This is really cool. We had Drew Tucker redo High Tide for our Fallen Empire's 25th anniversary. All throughout the store there are signed prints and original art, Brushlands, and then an homage to Brushlands, Angus Mackenzie, and Pendlehaven. We did this for the Legends 25th anniversary with Brian Wackowitz. He came out for that.
Yeah, Hammerheim.
Yeah, Hammerheim and Dwarven Armorer, and then, of course, Swords to Plowshares. This is beautiful.
Winter Swords.
First time Jeff Menges ever did a full, I think, oil or acrylic repaint of swords. Up here you can see that we held a 25th anniversary for the Dark. You've got Ragman, Dance of Many. A little horror culture. Obviously, I love horror. That's George Romero's Day of the Dead. This is from the late, great Wayne England. So, obviously, Wayne England, Chris Rush, some of my favorite artists. I'd met Chris a few times in the Magic game, like we all did back then. Great guy. So I wanted some pieces to represent the deceased, the awesome people that made this game no longer with us. And one of our local players did this Felwar Stone, which we then had released as a proxy card through the group that do the old school proxies. Art and Arcana, the visual history of Dungeons & Dragons, Eye of the Beholder, the Art of D&D movie. If you haven't heard, there's a new movie coming out this year about Magic the Gathering. Originally, I thought it was going to maybe be about the art, like a sequel to that, but instead of the Art of D&D, the Art of Magic, but instead it's just the story of Magic the Gathering. Everyone from Richard Garfield to Jimmy Cooney and everyone in between, artists, playtesters, set creators, really cool people in the history of Magic, wizards yesterday and today. And that is coming out this year. Look out for it. Part of it was shot here, and you'll recognize some local faces. TK Strawn was working here at the time, and became Legacy Champion this year. And I think they're in the film, and there's just a lot of people you'll recognize. So yeah, this is what we're built on. It's all about the history of gaming, and how it all connects the 80s to the 90s and beyond. So that's what we're all about. But DC Games is a moniker, as Dice City Games, and we're proud to represent our local community. And I've long dreamed of having a second store in Northern Virginia. I looked at having a store in DC. At the time, the zoning and pawn shop laws to allow you to buy singles were very difficult, so we stayed away from DC proper, but we always try to be accessible from DC. When we first had an old lady came by and said, "Are you gambling in there? I'm going to call the police." No, ma'am, we're playing a children's card game. Yes. All right, thank you guys, and follow our socials for Legacy, Old School, Pre-Modern, and everything else under the sun.